have you on to talk about the book and to understand how it is that we live in a extremely sex positive, sex saturated society, maybe the most in human history.
Uh, n- it's not sex saturated. The uh, women think that it's sex saturated because the cost of sex is low, so they perceive that when the cost, quote unquote, cost of sex is really low, or not sex but nudity and sexual desires, porn, everything, the cost is really low, and for the woman that means sex is really low, because everything that exposes the most valuable feature of a woman is basically sex. It's there is no difference between them. The when a woman is in bikini and when the woman is partially showing her breasts and everything like that, this is all sex to a woman. They see it as the most valuable thing that a woman can provide to a man, exposed, free on the platter for men to consume. And when she says that sex is so prevalent in our society, she does not mean the sexual act itself. It's actually saying that the sexual content, it's it's in skyrocketing amounts. Not the actual sex is that much. Actually, most people have less and less sex. After the most people who don't have sex right now are today's people.
And yet people aren't having sex. So before we get into
See,
the
see how look, I'm going to just put her again to see her entire sentence. Not that I'm perfect. I self-taught my English, so I will have a lot of mispronouncings. But listen to her sentence.
a extremely sex positive, sex saturated
Sex positive, which means you are allowed to have sex even more.
society,
Then
a extremely sex positive,
so basically they're saying that sex is not something to be ashamed of.
sex saturated
Sex saturated is perceived vision that people have sex more and more, which is not like that. They have access to sexual content, but they don't have enough more sex. She is saying about sex saturation, that you can get a more available sexual content.
society, maybe the most in human history.
The magazines, the moments where not like the brothel that you can find a woman for hire, like the quote unquote the oldest profession, all of that cliches and stuff.
And yet people aren't having sex.
And then she's saying all of the things that we, how the fuck we have all of those uh sexual stuff in on the platter. Imagine you have a full plate of food and you're not eating any. Why the fuck is that? Something is wrong with the animal when you provide him with entire gala dinner, like the what is called the name of for a dinner where there is every dish on the table. I don't know how it's pronounced. Uh, and the animal is not eating. The human is not eating. The person who is allowed to have a bite of the food and he does not want to bite the food to eat.
So before we get into the why, I want
And of course, a woman does not want to solve the problem. She just want to have work around, talk about validating how she thinks about it. The solving part, she already knows how to solve it, but that's not what it's important.
I want to understand the scope of the issue.
The understanding of the scope of the issue is I have a vision of why something is happening. I already know the solution, how and why it's happening, but I want to have validation from someone else.
How significant is the decline in sexual activity?
And then she's, oh, I don't think so that this is a problem for me, because the only creatures that can think uh, about a society as a whole is man. That's not something misogynistic or anything. Woman primarily thinks firstly for herself and then for someone else. For herself, then if she has children, for her children, and after that is for something around her. That's how her biology uh, is grown, and it's valued. And um, every time when human species survived war or extinction, the women were the most valuable heads that should not be culled. So what that means is, after thousands of years where the women were always a priority for not to be killed or to survive, they will have innate uh, uh, understanding of their value inside of them as a creature, and after it, and it's going to spill over with the language that we are using right now, as saying, I am the most valuable. Every other woman knows that I am the more valuable person from the male and female. The female is more valuable, and whatever happens to the world, I will be the first one to be saved. So in that regard, when that creature, the human the female part of a human is grown like that for the past thousands of years, you will see her behavior to skew towards, I just wanna know who is going to be my conqueror next, so I can better manipulate him for resources. So what she's saying here,
Understand the scope of the issue.
the scope of the issue she's saying right now is why so many men decides to stop uh, acknowledging women at all, or approaching women. This is something that is the first time in the history of humanity. Male humans, are not preferring women rather than themselves, and this is the first time where a human have a human female have to think or to solve a crisis that it's never have been done in their existence, because at this point the structure that they had up until this point, that if the doom happens they will be saved, so I am safe now, in the population of males, where they chose, oh, why should I care about a woman, why should I risk my life for a woman, why should I engage even with a woman when I have all of my desires and needs met. This is what I said to one of my friends in a call a few days back is that uh, uh, what is happening is that a man with a game that I'm playing a game, I have a progress that I can follow. I can work towards this goal. For example, obtaining this beautiful star object here. I have, as a man, I have the porn to satisfy my sexual desires. I have the game to satisfy my desires to succeed in life in a way that the social status and the achievements that a human male wants to achieve, they are met by a game. That's why ranking games, PvP games, all of them are uh, um, so immersed with competition and building. For example, Minecraft is a mostly building simulator, so the people who wants to build, they have games like Minecraft. The people who are mostly competitive, there is a PvP games like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota, and so on and so forth, Valorant. And for RPG player who are more imaginative, they have like RPGs, D&D, and so on and so forth. Males have the games, then they have the sexual desires fulfilled by porn. They have the woman that they desire, they can, with a fingertip, they can get that and go out with their ways. And on top of that, the society that is right now is saying, oh, by the way, also, okay, by the way, if you are close to, if you your actions are perceived badly towards a woman, she can withdraw consent from her previous already history decisions and fuck you to life, fuck your life over. And that's saying a man is 10 times more rational when he just did a masturbation run. So he can see the world clearly, the post not clarity, as they say. And the post not clarity is saying, oh shit, there is too much expense for me to engage with women. That's why everything that those two women are going to talk about in this 1 hour video is going to be revolved around why the fuck the social order that I was growing in for the past thousands of years is now destroyed. And even worse, the man will create an AI robot that is going to fulfill every desire towards a woman that they had. The robot will cook for them, will take care of them, they will not be difficult, they will take care, they will ask him about his feelings and shit, and they will have great sex with them. Now what? Yo, that's gonna be awesome! Not for the woman. It's going to be exciting future for man, because this is the first time where the power, the value of power of a human life will shift to roughly 50-50. A man's value of life is going to be as valuable as a woman one, because man will not need a woman anymore.